All right, guys, the Iceman here on, yes, indeed, the Jeffrey Rose YouTube channel, the Iceman V2013 channel. You can check us out on the Iceman Wrestling Extreme Facebook page. Also, check out Wrestling News Talk on Facebook, In the Hot Seat on Facebook, hosted by David Rivera. A lot of good things on Facebook as well. In this video, I want to discuss what do you guys think? We haven't seen Vince McMahon actually really do anything on WWE TV, especially Monday Night Raw, since it was last year before SummerSlam when he came out and he wanted Bad News Barrett to groom Daniel Bryan. And that's really pretty much, I mean, we've seen him come out in the ring, but not being vocal and whatnot. And I don't know, it's been a long time. And I, for one, have missed the character of Vince McMahon on Monday Night Raw. I would love none other than Vince McMahon come out and take the smiles off Stephanie and Triple H's face and just wreak havoc. And I mean, I can see the crowd just erupting with Vince coming out while Stephanie and Triple H are doing one of their segments where they're either, you know, doing something against John Cena or, even in the near future with Daniel Bryan or whatnot. I would just love to see Vince come out and just really take charge and just come out and say, get off my stage, get out of my ring. I think this would be friggin' totally awesome. It's been a very, very long time we haven't seen Vince. I know there was a while there, way back, we saw Vince so often it got to the point where Vince, please get off TV. But now we haven't seen him in well over a year, and we have seen the Authority for at least a year, and I think it's gotten to the point where the Authority needs to be put in their place. And we did see Vince actually come out and raise the arm of Randy Orton back at TLC last year when he became the first unified champion, but we didn't really see him speak. He congratulated him and whatnot, and that's when he was on the side of Stephanie and Triple H. And in real life, Vince and Triple H are, pretty much at odds when it comes to the on-air programming. And it's gotten to the point where Triple H has even said that Vince is never going to retire. And it's probably a big thorn in Triple H's side, which I love it, because it was Vince who made the WWE, not Triple H. Triple H was just a minuscule part of the WWE. And, so I therefore would just really, none other, love to see Vince come out and just shock Triple H and Stephanie. Because I do believe somewhere, sometime down the road, Vince is going to make an appearance on WWE TV that we're all not going to expect it to happen. And it's just going to, the WWE universe is going to go wild. And I know when Vince does come out, it's going to be a baby face Vince McMahon. Although I think Vince is better as a heel. But in this case, with Stephanie and Triple H both being heels at this point, Vince coming out and just like destroying them, stomping on them, and really berating them, insulting them, and, just sort of like come in and go out there and say, I own WWE. I say what goes on. I'm taking charge. You get out of here. I mean, I'm hoping someday this is going to happen. I know I miss Vince McMahon being on TV. I remember the days of the Attitude Era with him and Stone Cold Steve Austin. This was just an epic feud. It's classic. It's actually what brought the WWF over the top. pretty much in defeating WCW. And it was Vince McMahon and Stone Cold that did it. And then we had The Rock also being a part of that. It wasn't Triple H. There was a little bit of Shawn Michaels, but he was gone for a period of time because of his back injury. Um, and yeah, people don't realize about Shawn Michaels too. Shawn Michaels was the biggest crybaby the WWF ever had. He whined and cried unless he got his way. And Shawn Michaels was in a bad way back in those middle 90s days, and even a little bit earlier. He was involved in too many promiscuous things. There were days that he'd go to work, and then the following day he didn't even remember what he did on air. But anyway, getting away from that, Vince as a character, always gave us something, that we enjoyed watching. I mean, I have to say, I guess him getting himself blown up on a number of occasions was sort of crazy, because he always came back for one thing. And then it was unfortunate, with the Chris Benoit story that Vince decided, well, we had to end this, which was in very good taste as well. But I miss Vince McMahon. I think Vince McMahon could really, if they are worried about ratings, Vince McMahon could up those ratings. And I'll be honest with you, I don't think there's any superstar on that roster right now in that third hour on Monday Night Raw that could boost those ratings like Vince McMahon could do if Vince McMahon was on that last segment on Monday Night Raw from like quarter to 11 Eastern time till 11 or thereafter. I think nobody on that roster could make those ratings soar but Vince McMahon. And I miss him. I hope he comes back. And I hope he comes back in a big way. I hope he puts Stephanie and Triple H in their place. Because, to be quite honest with you, a lot of people like the Stephanie character right now because she is that arrogant, rich, snobbish girl. And Triple H is just, you look at him as the guy that I'm married into money. I can do what I want. I got control. But when it's all said and done, who really has the control is nobody but Vince McMahon. And for him to come back and really, do a number on both his daughter and his son-in-law would be totally awesome, in my opinion. So, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions. It's a Friday night. I'm going to watch SmackDown for the very first time in probably 6 months. Actually, I'm looking forward to it. And, I've had a pretty good week. Work has been slow, so, you got a lot of time in your hands, and sometimes too much time is not so good. But anyway, so, we're trying to do a little different things with this channel coming up in the near future. Whether it's worth it or not, I don't know. I'm also contemplating on taking some very, very long awaited, not just 2 or 3 days time off, but possibly maybe a couple weeks, maybe a month. I don't know. It all depends. So again, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions, what you think. If you'd like to see Vince McMahon back on WWE TV, let me know, and we'll discuss it. So peace out, everybody. Have yourself a great Friday, and if I don't see you through the weekend, which I probably will, have a great weekend. This is the one and only Iceman.